So apparently, thousands of us have an emotional support cup. If you've just come over from the short, welcome. You already know I have a favorite cup, and it's not my favorite kind of cup, it's the cup. The one that somehow makes water taste better. The one that just feels right. And if it's dirty, every other clean cup suddenly becomes unacceptable. But here's what I kept wondering after reading all of your comments. Why does my brain care so much about a cup? Hi, besties. I'm Cindy, the pink hair therapist, and welcome to the very first episode of Tiny Brain Rules, the series where we stop asking, why am I so weird, and start asking, what is my brain trying to do for me? Because if you're neurodivergent, your brain has probably created dozens of these tiny little rules. Most of us don't even notice them until someone says them out loud. So here's mine. There could be 6 perfectly clean cups sitting in my cabinet. But if my cup is dirty, I'll actually stand there looking at all the other cups thinking, no thanks, I'll wash my cup instead. Logically, I know that it makes absolutely no sense. So why does it feel so important to me? I don't actually think this is about the cups. I think the cup is just the messenger. Our brains are constantly processing information. Sounds, lights, textures, conversations, temperatures, decisions. Sometimes it can feel like we're making hundreds of tiny choices, even before breakfast. So when we find something that's familiar, our nervous system often breathes a little easier. My favorite cup always feels the same. The handle feels the same. The weight feels the same. I know exactly how it fits in my hand. There's no surprise, no adjustment, no extra decision. It's one tiny thing my brain doesn't have to figure out. And once I've started thinking about it, I realized I don't just have a favorite cup. I have tiny brain rules. And maybe you do too. Maybe you have a favorite spoon, a favorite hoodie, a favorite pen, a favorite burner on the stove, a favorite chair, a favorite parking spot, a water bottle that somehow makes water taste better. Or maybe your whole day just feels a little off because your favorite mug is in the dishwasher. I don't think these things make us strange. I think they're little ways our brains create comfort and familiarity in a world that often asks us to process a lot. I spent a lot of years asking myself, why am I so weird? Maybe you've asked yourself that too. But what if that's the wrong question? What if instead we asked, what is my brain trying to do for me? Because when I look at my favorite cup through that lens, it doesn't feel silly anymore. It feels like my brain found a tiny little way to make the world feel more predictable. And honestly, I think that's kind of beautiful. So here's something I'd love for you to try this week. The next time you catch yourself following one of your own tiny brain rules, pause for a second. Instead of judging yourself, get curious. Ask yourself, what does this give me? Comfort? Familiarity? Predictability? Joy? Because understanding our brains is usually a lot more helpful than criticizing them. So now I have to know, what's one tiny brain rule your brain made up? Maybe it's not a cup. Maybe it's a spoon. Maybe it's the order you eat your food. Maybe you wave at animals too. Maybe you have to pet every single pet so nobody feels left out. Tell me in the comments, because every time we share one of these tiny brain rules, someone else realizes, wait, I thought I was the only one. And I think that's a pretty amazing thing. If you enjoyed this episode of Tiny Brain Rules, I'd love for you to subscribe, because we've got a whole list of these little brain mysteries to explore together. Next week, we're talking about why some of us wave at animals. And yes, there might actually be more going on there than you think. And if you're looking for practical ways to work with your brain instead of constantly feeling like you're fighting against it, you'll also find my brain first aid kits over on my website. I'll put the links in the description. Until next time, be curious with your brain. You might be surprised what it's trying to teach you.